found a creative way to work with it, and I basically told him I knew who his friends were. I had looked them up on Facebook. And with that, I mean, he basically left, but I kind of set myself up pretty bad. So some of that, look, I've been in the industry like 30 years, and working with this whole new model, you know, I had to figure things out and do things completely different. But the rates of return is what makes it really attractive, and the thing that I like about it too is anybody could do it. It could empower anybody, and in fact, I'm only down here for like a week or so, or a week or two this time around. And what I'm doing is I'm staying in particular Airbnbs, different ones every night, so I can do some research and kind of figure things out. What other people are doing. Like the one that I had stood in last night, I was his first guest, and actually I kind of tagged him. I just noticed his listing, and it looked like, you know, he was just starting out. So, you know, I went there, and much to his surprise, you know, I gave him a good 45-minute lecture and suggestions in terms of what he should do, and he was pretty appreciative. The thing, the night before, I had stayed with another couple, and it looks like they had a lot of financial issues, a lot of deferred maintenance in the home. And they just started doing the Airbnb too. And what I like about it is they're getting money in their, you know, they seem to be financially challenged, you know, just based on the house. And they're getting money to potentially do these renovations that need to be done every single night. You know, every night they have people coming in, and they're getting money transferred into them. And like I was saying, it's basically empowering people to help their situation who basically, or an easy way to empower people to help this situation. And they don't have to look for flips and anything else like that. And look, if you have a typical buy and hold, you can maybe make $1,500 a month. You can make that in a really short period of time with the Airbnb. The one guy that I know, I'm not going to give the exact location, he's been doing it shorter period than me. He's got 36 beds. And even at this time of year, he's almost at 100% occupancy. You just figure out the numbers. He's doing really well. And he kind of reached out to me. He wants to expand in 2 different markets. They need some funding money. Why? I don't know. He's taking a good amount of money. But it's a really good way to empower people to help them out of their financial chaos sometimes. One of the things that you should know is testimonials are really important. One of the ways that I worked around that in the beginning is I started going to other people's homes, and you know, they gave me testimonials and basically said I was a good guest, and that helps. You got to start somewhere. First guest I had, you know, he was kind of, you know, a little bit anxiety-provoking getting involved with it. You don't know what to do, what to expect. You know, I'm a landlord, not a hotel. But you know, you slowly figure things out, and what works and what don't work.
Are you staying in people's houses that are living there?
Oh yeah. I've done shares. I've done the gamut actually. I've rented whole apartments. I've done shares, and I've rented rooms. The last 2 nights I did rooms. And like I said, my goal is basically, number one, to get more testimonials, because that will help me with my business, but also to learn what other people are doing. One of the things that one of the things that you need to have, or you should have, as an Airbnb host, is to get the superhost status. So I basically qualify at this point, and the next review period I should be a superhost, and that will increase my revenue too, increase my rates, increase my revenue. You know, some of the other things that I do that makes myself unique is, you know, I give people water, I give people bottles of water, I give them chocolate. The house that I stood in 2 nights ago, she gave them Kind bars. You know, just little things, just to make the experience a little bit better, to be involved, to show that you care. You know, some people actually get out of the business too because they don't have structures in place to handle it. You know, they basically didn't have the education from the beginning, and they got out. one of the things which was challenging was having guests come in on a nightly basis and not being there. Well, I put a cipher lock on my door, so I could remotely, I have guests in my home now in New York that could check in and check out. I don't have to be there. It's a unique model, and I'm very happy to be in it.
We have about 2 minutes for questions. I have a question.
Sure.
So, do we have to get a property that's in a near a college or like a
No.
tourist place? Or
No, I mean, you should.
Any rentals that we have?
You could listen, and people have asked me that question, and I basically say you could do Airbnb anywhere. I can think one guest. They lived only a few blocks away. She was renting a room. She was a student. She didn't have. Her family came from China. She had no place to put these people. So they stood in my home. The local people, business people. You could really do it anywhere. It doesn't have to be a tourist location. In fact, most of the people that come to me are not tourists. They're people that just need temporary housing.
So the reason why it's short term is because you charge them more.
The reason it's short. The reason I'm charging more.
Before a guy wanted to stay, and that would turn into a tenant, but Airbnb is short term, like a day or a week.
It could be a day, it could be a week, it could be long term too. I have a reservation for 3 months coming in the fall.
That sounds like a lot of management.
It could be a lot of management, but you could hire out too. There's companies that'll charge 15 to 20%, and they'll do it all. That might be a better way to go if you don't want to do all the nitty gritty of handling it.
Everything's through the website, like leases or whatever.
Well, there's no leases. I mean, there's a vetting process. You have to be vetted as a host. You got to be vetted as a guest. So they'll look at your ID, your Facebook account, and other criteria too.
Right.
So what risks?
Yeah, go ahead. He has a question here. I mean, maybe 2 or 3 quick questions. Go ahead.
What risks are you taking as a landlord, as far as making sure you're getting paid, they're not destroying the home?
Well, the Airbnb has $1 million policy. So if there's any issues, you could always make a claim. And along with that too, that there are other places beside Airbnb, other hosting companies. Airbnb just happens to be in the news a lot lately. But there's many different companies that you could go to that'll take the reservation. But I don't know if they all have the $1 million policy to protect you.
But there's no risk. You're getting your payment because they pay up front?
They pay up front. The biggest risk is number one, when some people try to go up the system. They'll say, well, I want to see the place first. And as a new host, I got involved with that, and it was just a complete waste of my time. I don't deal with those type of people, right? If they want to check it out and rent for a few days and then extend, that's fine. But they never leave the Airbnb system, even if they try, right? Because I won't allow it.
All right, Lisa, you have a question?
Does the guest pay for the $1 million, a portion of the
No,
policy, or?
that's just automatic. They don't pay for that.
Okay. And the man that you said that had 30 beds, that's?
36 beds.
Okay, that's not at one house, that's like.
He rented a duplex. He rented a duplex. He's like the master lease, and he rents out the beds.
Oh.
So his in costs are really small. It's just you don't have to buy $150,000 or $200,000 property to get involved. Good model.
Do people do this to go and buy like a single house, a 4-bedroom, 2-bath house, and just use it for Airbnb?
Yeah, there's plenty of people that do that. Most of the people that I've networked with, they love it. Once, they'll start out with one property and then they'll expand.
Do you double or triple your income rather than a regular income, or is there a rate?
Potentially, yeah. As a model, they say you should easily do 2 times your expenses, if not 3.
What about credit checks? Airbnb does all of that?
There is no credit checks. There's the vetting process, but there's no credit checks. But if you're gonna move somebody off the Airbnb system, I do have somebody who I would consider a longer term. He's been with me since November, and he came from Airbnb. In that scenario, he's a tenant. So at that point, you need to treat him as a tenant. You need to get the right background check, the right security. You need to move him into more traditional means to do that.
Excellent. John will be around for a few minutes, I think, after the meeting. If somebody would like his contact information, or maybe want to do a event with him in New York or Florida, whatever. He's always open to helping people and making money. Everybody signed the guest list here. It's $5 cash. If you don't have it, let me know. I need some change. So you have a good email on there, please. And you'll get emails from us. And share them with some friends. We have a great speaker next week.